Microphone a little bit over here. Pop, pop, pop. Microphone a little bit over here. Pop, pop, pop. Okay. Microphone a little bit over here. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
microphone a little bit over here. Pop, pop, pop.
yeah.
But
You're hearing me through the whole thing.
You're hearing me through the whole thing.
You're hearing me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 second here. I don't know what the echo's coming from. You're hearing me through the whole thing. You're hearing me. I absolutely 100% know what the echo's coming from. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna hang up and then I'm gonna come back in. Maybe that'll fix it. That's the difference, you know. We took advantage of the culture. We took advantage of time. We used that time so well. Practice makes perfect. In Rocket League, perfect practice makes perfect.
And they continue to strong play into games 2, into game 3, into game 4 if need be. Magic and he carried this one in. Magic! Oh my! Take a bow.
Unity!
Magic right there. Can he get in? Guess who? It's Magic. Go New York City. Final Take a bow and welcome to the SRL. If Magic right there, not just tipped away by Hirsch. Fire Pulse settles it back down to the corner. A brace for the rookie. Go New York City.
And Yanni knows the threes, the rotation with Magic.
It's Yanni. Go New York City. Yanni with the opening goal of the season.
And that ball just floating up over there. A double. If you're gonna double commit, Jeff, you better hit the ball.
Passes it up to Magic. You're kidding me, Magic.
It's all about playing by the book. Just covering your team, driving to the right side of the field.
Fire Pulsar
scores it.
You can knock it back into the one throw. Nearly get that bad shot. Fire Pulsar, drop it in. Go New York City. Nothing there. Dak can knock it back. Fire Pulsar. Oh my! Take a bow, young man. Go New York City. Live from, let's see if you guys can hear me. Yeah, live from the city that never sleeps. This is the Supporters Rocket League. We are in the playoffs. It is your New York City 12 taking on LaCinco12. All right, now as we bring it back to the remote studio, what's up, everybody? What's up, SRL fam? What's up, YouTube and Twitch fam? Oh, it's good to be back on Twitch. I'm your host, Jeff Weisinger, a.k.a. Wise Guy, and joining me is the one and only the Plat legend himself, Mr. Alan Pandering Woo. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Wise Guy, this is amazing to be back. Happy playoff week. We finally made it. We're absolutely amped. So glad to be back.
And here's the best part so far. We made it back, and we've yet to have one technical difficulty so far. Give us time. We're due for one. We're due for one in pregame for sure. Oh, man, we have a lot happening tonight, so let's just get straight into it. After about a month off, yeah, we're calling you out, SRL, on this one. After about a month off, we are finally in the first round of the League One playoffs. A lot has happened. We kind of need to get you guys caught up. Season finale was forfeited due to technical issues and stuff. So instead of having a top 2 seed, we're now the 4 seed with New York City 12 taking on the 5 seed LaCinco12. This is a pretty even matchup, in my opinion, overall, as far as talent base goes and as far as the drive goes. I think we're definitely in for a great one tonight between two mid-table seeds. Really, with this kind of break, what do you think what we're looking at?
Oh, everybody's got that opportunity to just sit back, relax, go watch a few MLS games and ESL games, what may have you. You know, I think this is a matter of them recharging and then just getting ready for that big fight, because these matches are going to be crucial. Yeah, if you lose, you're going back down to the lower bracket, that second chance bracket. And Wise Guy, it was exhilarating just to play the SRL2 lower brackets last season, but there's no easy outs. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Nobody's thinking to themselves, you know, we could get a chance back. They're thinking fast track. We win tonight, we can go into the second round, and then the sky's the limit. I think everyone's just getting amped up. I remember the exhilaration I felt from last season like yesterday. You know, it's that hope of that championship's right in our grasp. We're so close to doing this, so close to getting history, making history, which is exactly what's at stake over here. And I think both of these teams absolutely can assert themselves as the eventual SRL1 champion.
You know, when we talk about history, this is a New York City 12 team that really throughout the season has made a lot of history, beating teams that they've never beat before. And if they win tonight, it'll be another historical mark. This is a club that's never really gone out of the first round. A brand new team compared to years past, and this is probably one of the best attacking teams that we've seen in the league this season. You know, obviously it's a different. Let me phrase that. This is a very strong attacking team and a very solid team throughout, rotationally, defensively, in the attack. You know, you look at tonight's lineup with Fire Pulsar, Magic, and Vital. I mean, this should be this should be a team that can score at will. The playoffs are a different beast, and I think it's the one thing we can't discredit LaCinco12 going in, because again, they've had just as long as a break as New York City 12 has had. Really, when you look at both sides, which do you think the break's going to affect the chemistry with the attack on either side tonight?
Oh, I definitely feel what's really funny was, you know, so everybody knows, Pulsa has just been doing such a great job getting to know everybody in the league and getting into that scrims. He scrimmed with a lot of people at LaCinco12. I mean, at least Palace and Cole, because we wanted to see if we could get Cole on for our RLCS spring split. In the event, we would have gotten an entry into the spring split, which just started last weekend. So absolutely, there's a lot of opportunities, more than it was during the preseason, where, hey, let's get together. Let's see if we can work out a few things. Let's see if we can get hype and stay in the rhythm to do that. That's exactly what kind of a work ethic and that mentality that we have, that I definitely feel like we've seen more this season than when I started. Definitely to ask you questions, but I think there's such a wild card. I mean, it's, all these matchups, when you get the 4C versus 5C matchup, there's a huge, volatile, uncertain element to what's going to happen in the next game, not just in March Madness, but in every other tournament factor. I mean, tonight, it's just exhilarating just to wonder how many different ways you could predict what's going to happen tonight. And it's just, I'm excited. This is absolutely going to be uncertain. I don't even know where to begin with my predictions.
One thing I think we do have to talk about LaCinco12. This is not, I mean, this is a solid team in itself, a team that we've, as a club that New York City 12 has never beaten. What do you think we see from the Austin side tonight?
I think just all around consistent. I was talking about this when I tweeted in the video, and the first word that I thought of when I think of LaCinco12 from all the years and seasons I scrimmed with them, they're consistent. I mean, they don't make mistakes. They have a great element of passing. They understand how to aerials, not just mid aerials, high aerials, and they're physical. I mean, I've been trying to demo Palace, and Palace has been trying to demo me when we do those scrims. I think they are a very much well-rounded, all-round team. It's going to take something really, really crazy for them to get out of that lapse of focus, get them a little bit of a lapse in judgment for New York City 12 to take over. But then again, New York City 12, you could say a lot about the team that we have thus far. I mean, I loved watching Pulsa, Magic, and Vidal and Yanni play this season. I loved that lineup. I loved how what they brought to the table is that smash mouth talent. They can do it in the air. They can do it on the ground. They can set up passes, which is Fire Pulse has been trying to instill with whatever team we've been giving him. And, I think that's why this game is just going to be such a hard one to bookkeep. It is amazing to see these two teams collide this soon. It's a shame one of them's going to be going down to the lower bracket when this is all said and done tonight, man.
For what it's worth, even whoever goes down to lower bracket, that doesn't mean that the road is over. This is a double elimination playoff bracket. So before we hop into break and get ready for game one, Alan, what's one thing you're looking for tonight?
Oh, I think we're gonna go full set. I'm gonna bet on my lunch money tomorrow. If I'm wrong on this, I'm eating cardboard, wise guy. But I think we're gonna be in for a very long night. I don't know who has the edge, but I will bet on the over. I'll bet on the over. I expect a very fun show into it. Yeah, I'll bet on the over for total game slate.
All right. Shout out to the LaCinco12 12 supporters coming into chat. We see you guys. Thank you for swinging by.
Thank you.
We should probably get this link to New York City 12 people. Maybe. Might be too late.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to think about that myself.
Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. Get ready for game one. When we get back, it is game one. Finally, game one of the first round of the SGL1 playoffs between New York City 12 and LaCinco12. LaCinco12, don't go away.
I'm going to pull out the visual aids because I love when Fire Pulse gets the insight about what pre-jump is. Dude, this is exactly the El Matador game plan that we saw and that we saw from the playoffs last season when we played, I believe it was Rio Grande Valley. The pre-jump is when, you're going with the ball and you're head on, and the defender is just in the air and making the car big. Like, New York City 12 always goes against top opposition, against those teams that just have that great reflex and the great insight. And I think when I was on the roster, I would do my best to be that kind of player. Like, I don't have that mechanical air dribble kind of flip reset off the ceiling skills back then, but I think one thing that really made me stand out and will make any SRL player stand out is just, you see the ball, you see the opponents coming at it, just make a play on it. Don't worry so much if they're going to fake you or if they're going to try to do something fancy. If all else fails, just put your car, get yourself big in there. And I think El Matador did exactly that. They followed their game plan exactly as we saw it. I am the least bit surprised
Vital can't take a bow, and welcome to the SRL. Go New York City.
It was a 3-0 lead, and then Magic with a strategic whiff. Vital finishes off New York City 12's up 4 in a minute and a half. This I definitely did not see coming, Wise.
Can Southmost get anything going? Double whiff. Magic right there. Knocked, just tipped away by Hirsch. 5 settles it back down. To the corner. A brace for the rookie. Go New York City.
Oh my goodness, there's nothing New York City 12 can do wrong here. What a strike. 63 miles per hour, the BangersOnly.com radar. Biggest testament to the league is that we're making new soccer fans as well. Like, we have people in New York City 12, our boy Daniel. I mean, we're getting him into soccer. I'm getting into soccer. I went to a New York City FC game because of you, Wise Guy. You know, because, you know, we got in town together when you were out of work during vacation. You know, you came on over here. And that's why I'm such a believer in this league more than anything. You know, we want to see this league. We've become shareholders of a way. And we believe in it. We see the whole time. It's not just Twitch metrics and numbers. It's just, you know, how excited we see everybody playing that, how we see these same faces in those weeknight scrims that we play against. And that's why I still take part of it, even though I'm not on the roster anymore, mind you.
We're in game. Welcome back, everybody, and we are here. It was sound. We are here for game number 1 between LaCinco12 and New York City 12. Really a big one, honestly, Alan. I think we kind of harp on that a little bit, but I mean the sentiment can't be.
This is as big as it gets, Wise Guy. It's only the playoffs of SRL. Come on now.
As we wait for both to get settled in, they are in. Here we go. Game 1, round 1, underway at Champions Field. As 5 wins the opening kickoff.
Ooh, there it is. Wow! Far post saved by Pulsa. Oh, we got Magic making that move. Oh, Death missed the opportunity here. Here goes Magic up the flank, Wise Guy.
Big cross by Yanni. Magic just knocks it down and 5 posted out. There we go.
So Pulsa's gonna be 15 that ball with Cole. Here comes Nova Hero, the third
big save. Meanwhile, big save by Magic as we take graphical difficulties out the way. Both teams live back and forth early on. Really, it's almost like whoever gets that first score. Death, can he get it in? Big save by Magic.
Ooh.
One of the first big moments in this opening minute of game number 1. Vital, good one to the wall.
Closing off that counter. Yeah, closing on the counter really well. But there comes that bar. Oh.
Big save by Death. Oh man, 5 just misses on the aerial. That could have been an interesting shot. Vital, can he get the post? Knocked in. The rookie gets the opening goal. Goal, New York City.
New York City on the board. Death did not get to pass the ball. Oh, Vital just picking up the pieces. Oh, we're off to the strong start thus far, Wise Guy.
This is a massive start for New York City after a back and forth first minute. How does LaCinco12 respond? Magic as the air knocks it down, falls into the post, can't get that one in. Nearly snuck it in. That's to the wall now. It's being knocked away by Vital. Back to the middle of the field. Post Vital trying to get to that corner. Can't get to it. Vital now.
Reflexes.
Vital
got the good counter. That is a terrific maneuver just for LaCinco12 to deal with the pressure here. Magic's going to be able to go to the ceiling pass.
Ceiling tries to get it. Nova's going to knock this one away. Just couldn't beat that last guy. Oh, Nova almost tried to get the equalizer right there. Really, we are seeing Vital. Can he get the corner? Just missed it. No one here to finish. Magic. Cole knocks it away.
2 minutes have gone by over here. I don't know if New York City 12 can withstand the storm, but then again, LaCinco12 still got to deal with the pressure here.
New York City 12, we are just about midway through game number 1. New York City 12 throws the first jab. Call big save on Fire Pulsar. Both teams trading jabs left and right. Vital almost. Oh my goodness. LaCinco12 is making save after save. A second goal could be huge for New York City. Nova off the crossbar. Pulsar knocks it away.
6 shots for New York City 12. Only one's gone in the goal.
We talked about the attack being there, but they have to finish. You have to give a lot of credit to LaCinco12. They are making the defensive stands when it's needed most. So far, at least so far in game number 1. Fire Pulsar. Can he get the cross to Vital? The rookie gets a brace. Goal, New York City.
He caught Death going for the corner of the map, just taking too much time to get back. And Vidal with that great positioning to cover the middle of the field. New York City's up 2-0.
This is a massive 2-0 lead for New York City. As we get the restart, Fire Pulsar wins the tip. Cold knocks it to the wall. Death. Magic. He could have a lane. Can't get the aerial. Oh, that could have been a glide in goal.
Whoa.
Pulsar can't get to it. Cold knocks it away. Maybe a big opportunity missed for New York City. Great challenge by Magic.
Yep.
Wins the 50-50. Can he get something going? Magic to the corner. Can he get the bounce? Pulsar can't get to it. Vital to the corner now. Vital, can he get the cross? Magic right there. Magic misstep on Magic's part. Death Knot to the carry. Pulsar. Good defending by Pulsar in the back. You know, there's a lot of talk about, you know, and this is going to go just wide. Maybe a break. Good stop by Magic right there. The Hofstra man coming through. Magic to the far post, and that's going to go just wide. Oh, man. What a start for New York City. What a game 1, despite the scoreline. What a game 1 so far. Both teams just...
They're doing everything they can to defend. LaCinco12 say, oh, nobody's across here.
And that could have been a third if anyone was there.
Yep.
Really, you have to love the way this New York City team is just pressing them up in the attacking half. Pulsar, that's gonna go just wide. I think he wanted to win that one. Vital can get the cross. Ball's in the middle. Ball in the sky. Can Pulsar get a drop? It's gonna go just high. Magic, just above the crossbar. Vital, that's gonna go just high. 2 more chances for New York City right there. Vital, he's getting a hat trick. Vital just high. Magic can't get to it.
And Vital's ready to defend. That's going to prevent LaCinco12 from getting that easy counter. Nova's got a chance here, but there's only 30 seconds left for LaCinco12 to even up. 30 seconds left here in game number 1. We talked about this New York City team, how strong they've been, really, in all facets of the game when you think about it this season. But this is an important start for New York City 12. They have kept LaCinco12 all the way in the back pretty much the entire match. 5 seconds left. New York City 12. Rule 0. Rule 0? Is that what we're calling it? Rule 0, Rule 2? Yep.
Magic, is this going to get the ground? And there it is. There it is. New York City 12 takes a very, very important game number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, get some water. We have a lot more coming for you. Game number 2 coming up in under a minute.
Unfortunately, Death played with a pretty much unplayable ping. I felt like he didn't do that badly. I think
looks like Pundit wins that kickoff and it's going to the wall. Dak going to try to equalize it immediately. Yanni knocks it away. And again, Alan, we talked about this defending off the bat for New York City. Meanwhile, Magic over right there, knocked away wide by Wansboro. We talked about the defending by New York City. As strong as the attack's been, this defending has been absolutely top-notch.
It's all about playing by the book. Just covering your team, driving to the right side of the field. Fire Pulsar scores it.
Go, New York City. Big cross by Yanni. Magic just knocks it down and Fire Pulsar there on the second chance shot. Wanbro just cannot reach it. A big start. A big 2 quick goals for New York City. Week out and day in, day out, really. But when you see it live it's just absolutely fun to watch.
Wise guy, you don't argue against effectiveness. I mean, this team doesn't make every single shot. They don't turn every opportunity into a goal, but they just reliably stay in control no matter what. And they take advantage of the chaos. Here it comes!
Another one for Magic. Go New York City, 7-1.
Let's book that trip to Brazil, Wise guy, through bangersonly.com.
We had to have the Brazil. We had to have the Brazil scoreline, 7-1.
Just lost track of that and Pulse just snuck in. That's how you know New York City 12 is on high gear.
4-0 in game one, and we still have just under 2 minutes left to play. How much more damage can New York City do? Can Burn just score one just to get any kind of momentum to get in this series? Magic could knock it back in the corner. Wansboro nearly get that bad shot. Fire Pulsar, drop it in. Go New York City, 5-0.
When it rains, it pours. Wansboro whiffed it and that got smoked. Fire Pulsar just read that. That's just a combination of expertise and confidence in playing, Wise guy.
This is absolute dominance by New York City right now. Quick break.
We don't want to keep the I'm going to pull out the visual aids because I love when Fire Pulsar gets the insight about what pre-jump is. Dude, this is exactly the El Matador game plan that we saw and that we saw from the playoffs last season when we played, I believe it was Rio Grande Valley. The pre-jump is when, you're going with the ball and you're head on and the defender is just in the air and making the car big. Like New York City 12 always goes against top opposition, against those teams that just have that great reflex and the great insight. And I think when I was on the roster, I would do my best to be that kind of player. Like, I don't have that mechanical air dribble kind of flip reset off the ceiling skills back then, but I think one thing that really made me stand out and will make any SRL player stand out is just, you see the ball, you see the opponents coming at it, just make a play on it. Don't worry so much if they're going to fake you or if they're going to try to do something fancy. If all else fails, just put your car...
All right, guys, while we wait for Death, I think, to kind of get rebooted back in, we can take a quick second, just kind of welcome back. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Everyone on YouTube, what's going on? It is a heavy LaCinco12 fan base. We can live with it. Alan, game one, that was a very impressive game one from New York City 12. We talked about the attack. We talked about the rotations and everything. I mean, they really kept LaCinco12 back in their own half pretty much the entire match.
That's a credit to just them being really good at passing, getting that aerial game going on. They needed to do that. And, they scored because, like I said in the pregame, Crystal Ball Allen here, it's the mistakes. If you can capitalize on the mistakes, good things are going to happen. And this team, New York City 12, positions so well. When we brought Vital in, I think he has that extra bit of observational prowess, and he knows where to position himself on the field to take advantage of those mistakes, and his buddy Fire Pulsar absolutely knows that, because Fire Pulsar's been my best teacher. That's something I expect New York City 12 to do, but if I can be frank, I didn't expect them to hold LaCinco12 like that, to the point that
Let me cut you off, because it looks like we're about to hop right back into game number 2. As appreciative as we are for the heads up. So we're about to start game number 2. Sorry about that, Alan. Alan, I'm in your city. So here we go. Oh, they just missed it. Oh, I don't think anyone really knew what was happening. I mean, that's kind of a weird thing. Looks like Vital is still nowhere to go, and Magic's going to get the opening goal in this one. Go, New York City. New York City, Vital is not even in. This is a 3v2. This is a 2v3 from New York City's point of view. This is a 2v3. Vital is not in. So this gets a little tricky. So Cole, now I'm going to try to get something in. Magic right there to defend. That if they're going to play short, this may be a massive opportunity for LaCinco12 to get right back into it, unless NYC12 can just defend with just Pulse and Magic. Big save, big stop. Magic can knock this one away. So when you have a 2v3 situation, especially against a team like LaCinco12, I don't want to say park the bus per se, but how do you play this defensively? Big save by Magic right there. Because really you would think a 2v3 just press. I mean, ideally. And Mo, there it is. LaCinco12 gets their first goal of the series. Cole gets the equalizer. It is 1-1. Tie game. 1-1. This just became a very interesting series. And who else? Magic drops it in. Goal, New York City. It is a one-man LaCinco12 advantage. And man, Vital's in, so now we're back at full strength. So New York City 12 is back at full strength. So now you kind of just play your game, right? Now you're back at full strength. Now you kind of transition, go back to play a game. Magic and push this into LaCinco12 territory. Ball still in their half. Working to the corner. Vital now trying to get something going. Looks like Cole's going to take this one easily. Magic right there to increase the pressure. Ball middle. Deska's knocking right back away. Vital keeps it in. And again, we talked about the pressure from that first in game number one. It's almost, and New York City 12 is pretty much picking up right where they left off. Oh, big. Oh. And that, to me, that shows a lot of maturity on his part. Because that's the ball he might have tried to. That's the ball he might have tried to do something too much with. Yeah, try to do something too much with. Final. Oh, Magic's gonna get that one. That's too easy. Go, New York City. He went underneath Cole and Vital. 3-1 New York City. And keep in mind, we talk about big moments. When it was 2v3, that was massive. When it was 2v3 and Magic gets the first goal and then stops, and then they get stops on the ensuing attack. That's a big moment because this could be 3-1 the other way easily. Good recovery by Cole right there. Vital now to the corner. Vital just out of boost. Floating ball. Magic can get to it. Five poster. Thought he could have had something with that one. And no one's able to finish that one. Vital. I think five poster won the assist. I thought he could have taken a shot at that one. Really, I think in a match like this, if you have a chance at a goal, you got to take them. You can't sit on any of them, in my opinion. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. Vital gonna knock this one to the corner. He easily controls this one. Death over to the middle. No one there. Just over a minute and a half left here in game number 2. Death. Almost an own goal, looked like. Ball skims the mouth to goal. Knocked away. Death Five post trying to work this one. Nova's going to knock this to the wall. Vital now. Try to work this one to the middle. Desk can try to work this back. Five poster. Can he do something with this? Five poster has an open goal. Five poster to the corner. Just can't fully control it. Can anyone recover for him? No. Cole's going to knock this one and play this one back to the wall towards New York City territory. And again, we talk about the moments. And really, the one that hasn't scored yet has been the captain, Fire Pulsar. Yeah, and I say yet, and I highlight the word yet. Big demo right there. Open goal. Can anyone get to it? Nova's going to control this at the post. Nova can try to carry this one. Vital. Good defending. Cole, can he get the shot? Big save by Magic. Five posts. Can anyone get to the middle? No one able to get this one. Vital to the corner. Goal, New York City. It's 4-1. It wouldn't be a stream if you didn't mention the betting lines, right? 18 seconds left. New York City, 15 seconds away from a huge 2-0 lead here in the first round of the playoffs. Bolster misses that one, and that's just going to sit. And New York City 12 goes up 2-0 in this best of 5 series. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. When we come back, game number 3 between New York City 12 and LaCinco12. Don't go anywhere.
And we believe in it. We see the whole time. It's not just Twitch metrics and numbers. It's just, how excited we see everybody playing that, how we see these same faces in those weeknight scrims that we play against. And that's why I still take part of it, even though I'm not on the roster anymore, mind you.
As looks like Pundit wins that kickoff and is going to the wall. Dak going to try to equalize it immediately. Yanni knocks it away. And again, Alan, we talked about this defending off the bat for New York City. Meanwhile, Magic over right there, knocked away wide by Wansboro. We talked about the defending by New York City. As strong as the attack's been, this defending has been absolutely top-notch.
It's all about playing by the book, just covering your team, driving to the right side of the field. Fireposter scores it.
Go, New York City. Big cross by Yanni. Magic just knocks it down and five-posted there on the second chance shot. Wanbro just cannot reach it. A big start, a big 2 quick goals for New York City. Week out and day in, day out, really. But when you see it live it's just absolutely fun to watch.
Wise guy, you don't argue against effectiveness. I mean, this team doesn't make every single shot. They don't turn every opportunity into a goal, but they just reliably stay in control no matter what. And they take advantage of the chaos. Here it comes!
Another one for Magic. Go, New York City, 7-1.
Let's book that trip to Brazil, Wise guy, through bangersonly.com.
We had to have the Brazil win. Ready for game number 3, and we have a special guest, one of the co-owners of New York City, one of the co-owners and co-founders of New York City Rising, season 1 veteran, Ilya is joining us. Dude, what are your thoughts on the match so far? I'm kind of hoping we don't get that Man City. I hope we don't get to come back against us. Meanwhile, as Magic can try to dunk this one down. Death to the post, trying to save this one. New York City, big chance. Five poster couldn't tap it in. Ball walked to the corner now. And Nova's going to control it and try to lead the counterattack. Oh no, Magic right there. Magic with the press. We talked about this all night. Five poster just above the crossbar. Vital now can try to control the one. Vital, can he drop it? Cole's going to knock it away. New York City, the aggressor at the entire series so far. Well, if that's going to go just wide. Five posted to the corner now. Death. Vital just meets him at midfield. Both teams trading jabs left and right to start game number 3. New York City leads. New York City leads the series 2-0, looking for the sweep. Five post, that one gets knocked away to the corner. Death, can he get one to the corner? It's going to go just wide. Five post is knocked to the corner. Still a dangerous ball. Five post right there. Tries to get the aerial. Looks like he's running out of boost right there. Nova going to work this one back to New York City corner. And Magic's going to meet him right there. Floating ball, dangerous ball. Death can't get to it. Stopped at the wall. Nova misses it. Big goal, can't get to it. Oh, man. Vital, that's going to go just... Oh, man. Oh, just opportunities. Far post and misses. Oh, that should have been a goal for him. Vital, can he get this one in? Vital, goal, New York City. Massive goal. A massive goal for Vital. A massive goal for New York City. Can LaCinco12 respond? Ball set to the corner now. Midway through game number 3, Deska knocks one out of midfield. Ellie, you know, you played in season 1 and you've seen this league grow. Just talk really quick about how you're seeing the talent in this league grow and what it was like how you seeing it from then till now.
Very unique, to say the least. It has been growing ever since, and I'm glad it has because it has made me, I think, a better player being part of the team.
Meanwhile, say that Cole gets the equalizer to make it 1-1. LaCinco12 not done yet.
Perfect shot strength. He got it to drop. Pulsa can't buy a save. We are tied at match point.
1-1 halfway through game number 3. But yeah, Illy, you're talking about the talent and how like everyone's kind of made each other better. I mean, just kind of talk about that a little bit if you can.
Just by scrimmaging with the team, like, and Alan and you and Shuko, like, being there and helping each other out to be better. It's been amazing because I'm a plat 1 right now, and I haven't been that since I started the game. I started the game like 2 years ago. I'm plat 1.
It's hard to believe that when you think about it. It's hard to believe we've been around for.
He's smurfing. He's better than plat 1. He's way better.
Meanwhile, LaCinco12 is starting to play a bit more of the aggressor, kind of bringing more pressure towards New York City's half here in the latter stages of game number 3. Alan, you kind of called it. This one could go distance. Vital!
Oh!
Just as we talk about it, goal New York City. They take the lead.
Aerial jab. Could that be the clincher? Oh, Cole so close to saving for LaCinco12. They still have 94 seconds to find an equalizer.
Is that the dagger?
Go.
Is that the dagger in LaCinco12's, the beginning of LaCinco12's playoff run? They can still get the loser's bracket and still work their way up, but is that what sends them down to the loser's bracket? Nova can control this one. They got about a minute 20 to get an equalizer, forcing overtime. Look, 1 goal leads in Rocket League. Never the safest. Anything is possible, especially in these last 70 seconds. Anything is possible.
Oh, good wall play there, but Vitals is matching it. A double by New York. Is this a chance?
Cole, can he get something to it? No, Novik. He's gonna work this one to the corner now. Magic and hook this one back to midfield. Pulsar, Death wins. Death takes that one. Magic to the corner. This one's gonna float. Cole works this one back to the corner. Magic can try to work this one back. 43 seconds left. One more would seal it for New York City, you would think. Vital. Pulsar! We've yet to say his name in the goal tallies yet. Vital! Can he get a bounce? That should do it! Goal, New York City! 3-1!
How could you put our admin Death in the poster? Oh, Vital's got New York City to cover the 1.5. 33 seconds. Hold your breath, folks.
30 seconds left. New York City 12 on the verge of their first, not just their first playoff win, their first playoff sweep in club history. Pulsar to the corner. Magic gets it over. Vital. Dangerous ball. Magic with the save. That could go in.
That's in.
Cole. Signs of life for LaCinco12. 16 seconds left. It's 3-2.
That is the pressure we needed to see out of LaCinco12. Taking advantage of New York City 12, making a mistake for once. Austin FC's LaCinco12, still life in them.
This one far from over. 16 seconds left. 5 Pulsar wins the kickoff. Does
Here comes the play.
LaCinco12 have any magic left in them? No pun intended. Death! Here we go! Final big stop! Final carrying to the wall. New York City 12. Vital looking for one. Closer! Crossbar! Magic! That'll do it! New York City 12 sweeps LaCinco12 in the first round of the SGL1 playoffs. Capped off by who else but Magic himself. 3-0.
Get those 2 rows.
3-0 the final. Ladies and gentlemen, we can take a quick break, catch our breath. We'll be back with postgame. We are doing all the talking tonight. We'll be right back. New York City 12 wins the series 3-0.
Dude, this is exactly the El Matador game plan that we saw from the playoffs last season when we played, I believe it was Rio Grande Valley. The pre-jump is when, you're going with the ball and you're head on, and the defender is just in the air and making the car big. Like, New York City 12 always goes against top opposition, against those teams that just have that great reflex and the great insight. And I think when I was on the roster, I would do my best to be that kind of player. Like, I don't have that mechanical air dribble kind of flip reset off the ceiling skills back then, but I think one thing that really made me stand out and will make any SRL player stand out is just, you see the ball, you see the opponents coming at it, just make a play on it. Don't worry so much if they're going to fake you or if they're going to try to do something fancy. If all else fails, just put your car, get yourself big in there. And I think El Matador did exactly that. They followed their game plan exactly as we saw it. I am the least bit surprised.
Get ready, hold on. We are back in the post game. The first playoff win for New York City 12. The first playoff sweep for New York City 12. There's a lot to talk about. We have hella people up in here. This is great for this is absolutely great for our
Hello?
This is great for our entire layout.
Well, Marcus isn't here, so
okay.
That's why I was coming in.
That's fine. This man stays missing interviews. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna edit this live because
why did you send that in there, Magic?
The entire
oh my god! I see the bottom.
The entire squad coming through. First off, all right, guys. So we have everyone. So this works out awesome. Congrats on the win. Congrats on the series. Heck of a series. You guys played the aggressor. I mean, anyone can kind of speak out. Talk about just kind of going through the series. It seems like you guys were clicking on all cylinders from the very get.
I'll go ahead here. It was really good. We tried to keep the pressure on as much as possible. Team play and just make sure they don't have any time because we knew that they didn't have time. They couldn't put shots on net.
Alan?
Magic, how would you implement? First of all, you're on the form that I expected out of you. You got the demos going on. Do you think you won that demo battle between you and LaCinco12, just being physical on the field?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't recall them being physical at all. And I don't know if that would necessarily have changed anything because I think our rotations were a lot tighter than theirs. But I definitely think that we threw them off balance with those physical plays.
It seems like you guys the game plan was to play the aggressor the entire series. I mean, there's very few moments where LaCinco12 really kind of put pressure on your guys' net. I mean, just talk about just controlling them really in their half.
Yeah, we knew that they would try to catch us off guard. With their passing plays, but honestly, we just tried to limit it as much as possible and try to not give them any space because when we were on attack, they were awkward a lot.
Talk about the vibe right now. I mean, you guys have a heck of chemistry. We talk about in pregame the attacking chemistry and the chemistry overall. Just talk about the vibe with you guys right now. Kind of kind of got that first playoff, fire you in the playoffs with the club last year, and Magic scored on us left and right in the past. But like, kind of you three together and getting that first playoff win together. How big is that for you guys going forward? Do you think?
The
It's
vibes are
good.
great.
Yeah. I mean, we're having fun. Like comms are very fun. And nothing feels forced or we're not necessarily like unhappy in comms. Like it's all fun and games, and keeping that vibe going is really the most important thing.
Is Marcus still away? Is
He
Vital still
probably
away from?
is.
He probably
Yes,
is.
probably.
This man, this is the kind of guy that shows up, that like show up to class and have like a still image, like a GIF, to make it seem like he's there, but he's really away. He's really like AFK the entire time. This the guy. This the guy to get. This the guy that we're getting. This the guy supposed to be like man of the match or whatever, and just shows up but doesn't even show up. Like I'm here, but man, you see, I'm telling you, his icon explains it all, man.
I'll help you stall for time, everybody. In 8 years from now, when everyone's watching the time capsule, see, from the COVID shutdowns of 2020, you're talking about the Zoom chat where, we do these virtual classrooms where no one was in person until just now, 2022. I mean, yeah, I can totally see him doing it. I mean, how do you kick the habit is my question. How do you get him to kick the habit?
So I'll go into this. Fire. I know you didn't really score on tonight, but like having a front row seat to what Vital and Magic were doing. I mean, how cool is it to have like the best seat in the house for that?
It was great. I just tried to supply them as much as possible. It was really good shooting from them, and I just tried to get the ball to them, and good things happen when I give it to them.
Definitely. Hey guys, congratulations! Enjoy the win. We're looking forward to the next playoff series, especially when the league wants us to be on Twitch, and then no one wants to go on Twitch. So we're excited for that. But I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter one bit about it, obviously. But hey guys, congratulations! Heck of a night. I think I might have lost my voice halfway through that, but heck of a night.
Very
Enjoy
proud.
the win. We can see you guys next time. Great job tonight, guys.
Very proud of you guys. Congrats.
Take it easy, fellas.
Congrats.
Later, Magic.
I mean, this is exactly the kind of statement when we can. And you know what, Wise Guy? That's why we can't help but celebrate. We had to be impartial because that's another name off the list of New York City 12 teams we've not beaten until tonight, until present day. That's incredible.
As we're still joined by the other co-founder for New York City Rising, Illy. We talk about the building this team and the way to kind of the building process for this team and what it's been like the past 2 years building it, kind of starting again. New York City 12, one of the charter clubs, right? Illy, you played for that season 1 team, and you remember what it was like, and kind of seeing the difference from then till now, and it really is kind of special to see what's happened and really how almost dominant I would say this team has come.
Facts, because it's all about the preparation and the hard work that the guys put in, day out. So it's all credit to them and to the big balls, getting them right for the game and making sure that they have everything ready and equipped they need to be prepared for the games.
Again, a big win for New York City 12. As we try to prep the playoff bracket, or try to take a look at the playoff bracket for who do we have next. I mean, really let's just talk about how dominant this was, because I don't think we really, we talked to them about it, but this might have been the most dominant the most dominant attacker they've been all season. I mean, again, LaCinco12, you could say it was not their night and whatever the case may be, and whatever issues kind of come on top of that, but New York City just dominated possession. They dominated the aggression play. They kept them in their own back the entire time. I mean, really, how much better do we think this team's going to go through the playoffs?
Oh man, I kind of have to disagree. I think we got to start to expect this. The thing is, we don't expect New York City 12 to show up in this form against this level of teams. We have been playing in the SRL2 fixtures for so long that even our standards, we've been looking at improving our team completely differently. And with this composition, they have the luxury just to take the chances and push the envelope and just play better with the aerials. I'm seeing wall hits like Vital when he was doing the solo in game 2 with that 90-degree hit. These players can nail it, and it's just amazing how they can refine that form. That's the best word I can think of, to refine your skills, your fundamental skills, and then turn it into a good passing play, a good downfield play, and keeping the ball out of trouble, which I think for the most part they did do. If they can just keep doing that against everybody else, that would be it. But, remember, New York City 12 could go against either Southmost again, or they could go against the Roadies again.
Let's kind of look ahead a little bit to those matchups because, these are, the possible matchup going into round 2 would be either Nashville or Southmost. And so my question now is, these are two teams that, granted, the Roadies was a forfeit in the beginning because they were short one man. But we go back to the Southmost series, I mean, they look dominant in that. They look great in that series, right? I mean, the confidence has to be high, you would think, yeah?
Yeah, and it's a matter of, can other teams pick up on New York City 12? Can they match them for rotation? I mean, I think there's a lot of tape on New York City 12. They have enough time to study what our heads have been doing. So, your guess is as good as mine. But I think the best thing that New York City 12 can hope for is that they face Southmost, which as a betting man, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Roadies are just going to come in with their third, and it's going to be intense. And
that brings up the next point. I mean, last time they played the Roadies, it was kind of a given in a sense because the Roadies were short. Now you're looking at a Roadies team that's going to be at full strength. Keep this in mind. Even shorthanded in the season opener, the Roadies took them the distance. This is not, as strong as New York City's been throughout the season. And granted, I think the 4th seed doesn't really tell the story and do them justice. The 4th seed's just more out of circumstance than it really is out of performance, right? But Nashville, I mean, we're talking about the defending league champs. We know how strong they are, and we saw how strong they were with just 2 in that opening match. Now you get them at full strength. Really, I mean, can you deploy the same kind of game plan against them, against the Roadies, like they did tonight against LaCinco12?
Well, you're going to need to get a lot of passes. You can't count on them making a mistake. I was thinking LaCinco12, man, they were holding it down in Game 2 because the Game 2 got very exciting to start up. The Roadies, if they get all 3 together, if they get their ducks in a row, just like against Southmost. Southmost, yeah, they're 8th seed, but if Southmost gets the right lineup and they get that right mentality, any team in SRL1 can give any other team a run for their money out here. But the thing with the Roadies is, I scrimmed against Pandy a lot. We talk about those SRL scrims, those legendary scrims. I have to say, Pandy is still a step above. And, we all can't stand him. We have our stories about him, and we want to get back at that retribution and prove our name, even though, Pandy has earned his stature as a GC in Rocket League in any discipline he plays in. I feel like they have to be able to just clean up the game, trust their rotations. The Roadies do. They need to be able to not make those mistakes that we saw LaCinco12 making from time to time, and they can definitely do it. That's going to be an exhilarating game. I'm really interested to see if the Cauldron make it out, because I had the Cauldron on my list, and Dark Clouds, on the off chance that the Dark Clouds come through, like the Dark Clouds are the other team that, thinking back on the year in review, the season in review, the Dark Clouds also made New York City 12 sweat. So it is possible. We're not talking about our New York City 12 as an invincible, bulletproof team. It's interesting to see night in and night out what kind of New York City 12 that we get. But tonight, man, those guys were just brilliant. They were there. They positioned themselves really well. And they proved what they needed to do to be able to advance. That the championship runs through them, wise guy.
New York City 12, 2 games away from their first ever appearance in the grand finals. I mean, still a long ways to go. And keep in mind, LaCinco12 could work their way right through the losers bracket. You don't know what's going to happen. It's exciting, but the first playoff win. I mean, really, like we talked about getting the first match win last year against what was it, El Matador? I think it was.
El Matador gave us a run for the money, but we lost them after we beat the other LA squad, one of the LA squads. We beat Black Army. It was very good, thrilling. Yeah, Black Army was a series where we had to redeem ourselves because RGV dispatched us in the first. Exactly. And this one, just with all due respect to everybody in the field, this is just precious. This is the new standard. We didn't think we would be in SRL1 in Season 3, wise guy. Last time, we were just trying to tread the waters and compete with the Surge. We wanted to compete with Viking Army. We wanted to compete with Tigers. We wanted to compete with all those guys, RGB and El Matador when they were coming up. And can you imagine El Matador again? It would be so juicy if our New York City 12 got El Matador once again to avenge the only defeat in the season. Yeah, that's another one to look out for.
You look at the playoff bracket; it's definitely possible. But that's all the time we have for tonight. So we're gonna call it a stream before we keep going on and on and keep bragging about the team. But ladies and gentlemen, New York City 12 winners of their first ever playoff series, defeating LaCinco12 3-0 in that best of 5. We will let you know on social who they take on next. First off, Illy, is there anything you want to close out with?
Yeah.
No, pretty much you guys said everything that needs to be said, honestly.
Very well spoken.
Oh, huge treat to have our co-owner on here. Stay on the air afterwards.
Shout out,
yeah.
Shout out to Illy for staying on. For Alan, for the Plat legend himself. Diamond legend now? Plat legend. Diamond legend. Right?
I'll take that.
Okay. For the Diamond legend himself, Alan Panderingu, I'm Jeff Weisinger, a.k.a. Wise Guy. Nowhere near legend and definitely nowhere near Diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This has been a presentation of New York City Rising Gaming Group. Once again, New York City 12 victorious in their first playoff series, sweeping LaCinco12 3-0. We will see you next time. Take care of one another.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.